There's a Hurricane Helene update for you. Virgin Voyages is bringing back Work from Your Hammock for 2025. Today is World Tourism Day. There have been the rise on assaults on airplanes. And new is not just any old cruise line. See all 5 Great Lakes on this one. Stay tuned to get the stories on Stay tuned to get the details on these stories and more, bringing you the top travel headlines from around the world now. But first, welcome to BT Travel News. I'm Kathleen, and this is your World Travel Information Channel, giving you the information to help you make informed decisions so your adventures are the safest and best they can be. We also share insights in new and innovative ways to travel around the world. Now, on to the first headline. Hurricane Helene hit the U.S. late last night as a Category 4 after already having done damage in Cuba, Cancun, and the Yucatan Peninsula, delivering catastrophic, possibly record storm surges, destructive winds, and flooding rainfall. The fast-moving pace of Helene means its dangers spread well inland. Life-threatening flash flooding, potential record river flooding, damaging winds, and tornadoes are in parts of Georgia and the Carolinas. The winds have left around 100,000 homes plus and businesses without power already in those states. And although Helene is weakened to a tropical storm this morning, Georgia, Florida, and North Carolina are all under a state of emergency. Secretary of the Florida Department of Transportation, Jared Perdue, said, quote, that the airports which had been closed will be open sometime today, unquote. That includes airports in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Lakeland, and Tallahassee. According to FlightAware.com, an Orlando International Airport, Florida's busiest, there had been 77 flight cancellations in the past 24 hours as of this morning. Airports in Atlanta and Charlotte, North Carolina remain open today, but we're reporting large numbers of cancellations and heavy delays as some of the Gulf Coast causeways are now underwater. And as of this morning, inspectors have been out examining bridges and causeways along Florida's Gulf Coast to get them back open to traffic, said Perdue. Located several hundred miles west of the Cabo Verde Islands, there is a storm that continues to show signs of organization. Tropical storm Isaac formed Wednesday in the Atlantic and is expected to strengthen as it moves eastward across the open ocean, possibly becoming a hurricane by the end of this weekend, forecasters are saying. Officials said its swells and winds could affect parts of Bermuda and eventually the Azores by the weekend. In the Pacific, former Hurricane John reformed on Wednesday as a tropical storm and strengthened yesterday back into a hurricane, and it threatens areas of Mexico's western coast with flash flooding and mudslides. If you are in these areas or plan on going to these areas, please reach out to your hotels, airlines, travel advisors, listen to the local news and evacuation requirements. We pray for all of those affected in these areas, and we pray that you find safety in this time. Headline 2. It was such a hot item for the cruise line last summer. Virgin Voyages is bringing back their summer season pass. And in 2025, it is even bigger and better. This offer goes on sale to the public yesterday and will be honored for new bookings until Tuesday, the 31st of December, 2024, or until sold out for those voyages. They are aboard Scarlet Lady, Valiant Lady, or the Resilient Lady. Passes will range from 24 to 40 nights and start at $14,999 for 2 sailors. And here are some of the smoking hot perks you get when you book this season pass. I didn't have kids at home, I would so be on this offer. Contact your local travel advisor or use ours below if you want in on this summer adventure. Or you can do it yourself by using the Let's Go Book link below. On to headline 3. World Tourism Day is today. Amidst all of the over-touristed places this year, the theme for 2024 is Tourism and Peace, highlighting the vital role of this sector in fostering peace and understanding between nations and cultures, and in supporting reconciliation processes. Tourism is one of the world's most important economic sectors. It employs 1 in every 10 people on Earth and provides livelihoods to hundreds of millions more. The UNWTO, or United Nations World Tourism Organization, established World Tourism Day back in 1980 to honor the global influence of travel and to increase public understanding of its importance on social, cultural, and economic development. This year, the country of Georgia will host World Tourism Day. Quote, "The peace policy is the main priority of our team, serving as an indispensable condition for reconciliation with the Akaz and Osentian brothers and sisters, restoration of trust and mutual respect, and unification of our country," unquote, stated Georgian Prime Minister Irakli Kozbakidze, referring. Now go out, celebrate World Tourism Day in any way you can, even if that's just supporting your local businesses. Headline 4. In August of 2023, federal prosecutors, the FBI, and the Port of Seattle joined forces to provide information to the public about what officials labeled as, quote, "a disturbing increase of sexual assaults on aircraft," unquote. And by the end of 2023, the total number of in-flight sexual assaults would surpass the 90 cases reported. Quote, "Unfortunately, we've seen a disturbing uptick in these really horrible assaults," unquote, stated U.S. Attorney Tessa Gorman. As part of the FAA Reauthorization Act, the U.S. Department of Transportation, or DOT, established a task force called National In-Flight Sexual Misconduct Task Force. It remains unclear whether any broad industry action will take place to more comprehensively address the issues of in-flight sexual assaults. The findings of the National In-Flight Sexual Misconduct Task Force still await congressional review. On April 25th, 2024, the FBI in LA released a document stating what people should be aware of when flying and possible sexual predators. Offenders will often test their victims, sometimes pretending to brush against them to see how they react or if they wake up. If such behavior occurs, establish boundaries and consider asking to be moved to another seat. If your seatmate is a stranger, no matter how polite he or she may seem, keep the armrest between you down. If you are arranging for a child to fly unaccompanied, try to reserve an aisle seat so flight attendants can keep a closer watch on them. Minors are known targets. If an incident happens, report it immediately to the flight crew and ask that they record the attacker's identity and report the incident. They can alert law enforcement if necessary. I say follow the old adage. If you see something, say something. You are your own best advocate. Empower your children to speak up and anyone else you may be traveling with. Headline 5. Victory Cruise Lines offers you the chance to mark all 5 Great Lakes off your bucket list in one cruise. From 8 nights to 15 nights on board one of 2 sister ships, Victories 1 and 2, welcome you to your home away from home. Holding no more than 190 guests, these intimate purpose-built ships whisk you away to places such as Niagara Falls, Mackinac Island, where there are no cars allowed, and even the St. Lawrence Seaway. Now, this cruise line wouldn't be holding to its standards without providing you with everything you will need except for your airfare. Here's what's included. April through November every year, there is a reason for everyone to experience this new cruise line. Contact your local travel advisor or use ours. The link is below. Any supplier that I have mentioned in this newscast is purely for your informational purposes only. I am not endorsed by or paid by any supplier. My goal is only to give you what is the best and what is new or out of the way in world travel. That's it this time. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up and turn on that notification bell to stay in the loop of what's happening in the world of travel. Ta-ta for now. Wishing you safe travels and great adventures ahead.